So this is a short video introducing a song that's just been released by Harbhajan Mann. It's done in conjunction with Dharam Seva Records, who are going to be promoting them across the UK. I want to start off by thanking Harbhajan Mann and also Sukhpal Sukh for making this track about Sirhind. You know, the Chote Sahibzade, the younger sons of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, that history of where they became Shaheed is so important to us. So many people now seem to be forgetting that history. For anybody, especially people of that influence, to raise this topic and bring this to the fore and say people learn your history, I think that's really important, that's really good. And also thanks to Dharam Seva Records, whose mission is really to make dharmic music and connect us back to our history, back to our culture and our religion using music. Firstly, the track, one of the biggest messages in there is Loko, or people, especially Sikhs, bring the history to your kids. Let your kids learn about the history. It's really important because if you think about it, history is one of the things that makes us who we are. And if we start to forget what our history is, if we start to forget, where we come from, then who will be? We'll be guided by what's in the world. The world will tell us who we are rather than we tell the world who we are. So for the Sikhs, and the history we should be learning is what did our gurus say and what did they do? It's so important because Maharaj says in Bani, Babaniya Kahaniya Put Saput Karen, that the stories about the Baba, about our gurus, what they did, about the great Sikhs like Baba Deep Singh, Baba Banda Singh Bahadur, when we hear these stories, it makes children put into saput, good children. So if we want good children, we want our kids to grow up to be good, then this is what we have to do, tell them the stories of our background, because the next line Maharaj says, Je Satguru Pave, so Mann lan. So what makes Guru Sahib happy is people who are just, who are righteous, who do seva, who look at Sikhi and understand the history and try to be good people and obviously do part and simran. This is what makes Guru Sahib happy, do sangat. If we want our kids to be these kinds of people, rather than people who are just chasing money, chasing greed, chasing wealth, doing all the other things that we know aren't really ideal for society or for even their own inner peace, we're not going to get that inner peace unless we try to go into Sikhi and understand what is our soul, what are we, and what's going to make us happy. And seva, simran, these things will make us happy. And then Maharaj says, Je Satgur Pave, so Mann lan, Sei Karam Karen. So those are the things that we will do. And if we're going to teach our kids the history, then let's teach them especially those inspirational stories that they can connect with. And this is where the Chote Sahibzade and this song by Harbhajan Mann is so nice to hear, because that's the kind of history that kids get inspired by. Because the Chote Sahibzade are our brothers. Guru Gobind Singh said that themselves, that every Khalsa is their child. So we're going to learn from our own brothers how to live as a Sikh and how to die as a Sikh. What's interesting is, talking about history, actually learning our history is what kept the Chote Sahibzade so strong. We know from our itihas, our history, that when they were inside that cold tower, freezing cold, right now is December, if you imagine being outside with just a few clothes on in a freezing cold tower in Punjab, what kept them strong? Mata Gujjar Kaur, telling them stories about what their ancestors did. Because what is this line that we're talking about, Chote Sahibzade, our brothers, what is our line? It starts from Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj on Tati Tavi when they were Shaheed. Look at the history of our ancestors. Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj inside the jail, coming out with all the Raje, fighting as a warrior on the battlefield. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj giving up their head for the freedom of everybody to live their religion. This is the history we come from. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, when they're shot with the arrow in the stomach and they say Jabe Ban Lagyo, Tabe Ros Jagyo, and they win the battle. So this is the kind of history that we have. These are our brothers. When they were hearing this story in that Thanda Burj, in that cold tower, when Chote Sahibzade were hearing this story from Mata Gujjar Kaur, that's when they were becoming strong. And that's what made them strong, and that's going to make us strong as well. Because that's what works. Babaniya Kahaniya Putta Saputta Karen. And this Shahidi, I just want to, because sometimes we read stories, people watch so many movies nowadays, and we start thinking, well, this history, is it real? And we know that this is exactly where it happened. In Sirhind in 1704, in December time, that's when Chote Sahibzade was Shaheed. I'm going to just mention a few facts about this, what happened in Sirhind, because it's important to take some lessons out from that. What I really take strength from is how Chote Sahibzade, when they went inside the kacheri of Wazir Khan, when he said, bring them into my court. At that time, they wouldn't even bow their head. They were very clever, those guys. they made a wall, they made a door that was very low, and so they would have to bow their head when they came inside. And what did the Chote Sahibzade do? They bent right down with their knees, they bent down so they wouldn't have to bend their head. Because a Sikh's head should only bend before Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, before the Guru, and not before anybody else. And these kind of principles were bred into our Chote Sahibzade, and obviously by the Panth. Guru Gobind Singh Ji and all the Sikhs around them were making them feel that we are those people that bend only to the Guru. Yeah, and that's the sangat they had, and that's the asar, the effect of that sangat, that they wouldn't even bend their head when they went inside that door. And then again, they were tested many times. They were offered things like wealth, women, having a great life as a Muslim, but they wouldn't. They kept their Sikhi alive, they kept their Sikhi strong. They were also at one point tested. What would they choose? I love this bit. They were given the choice of going to a tokri, a basket of sweets and toys, or a basket of weapons. And you know what they did? They ran straight towards the weapons and they got themselves armed up, because they said, you guys, you are zalim, you are tyrants, and it is our job as a Sikh to fight you. They said to them, your father's passed away. They said, no way, we don't believe you. You cannot kill our father. This the belief they had in their Guru. Asked that question, what would you do if we let you free now? And Chote Sahibzade, wow, amazing. They said, if we were free now, we would go away from here, we'll raise an army, come back and kill you. These are the kind of warrior Jodhe that we want to have in our Panth. We don't need people who say we run back home and live a nice life and leave you alone. Where there is zulm, where there is injustice, then the Sikh has to stand up and fight against it. But one thing that always gets me is how Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, when they hear about the Chote Sahibzade becoming Shaheed, what they say. Because they say, Char muhe ta kya hua, jeevat kai hazar. They didn't distinguish between the Khalsa and their own children. They said, these are all my children. So for us as a Sikh, our Guru Sahib loved us, and the Sikhs loved the Guru. That love story is what we have to find out. And why did they love the Guru Sahib so much? And why did Guru Sahib love the Sikhs so much? This is the thing that we have to learn from our history. Obviously, there's loads of videos on our channel, so you can do that with that. But I want to draw out two lessons now. Two lessons to me, which also, if this story was told without these lessons, then we wouldn't really learn from it, because the whole point of our history is to actually take lessons from it to apply now. And that's what Harbhajan Mann is saying in that song as well. Ki, what sambandh do we have now with that itihas? So one lesson that I found in that is that it's not a Hindu or a Muslim thing. If we only read the history very superficially, we might hear about Gangu, we might hear about Wazir Khan, we might say, well, we're against the Brahmins because of what he did, and we're against Wazir Khan, all the Muslims, for what they did to Chote Sahibzade. But then we would miss the subtleties, you see, because we have to really look into history. Because where there is Gangu, who is selling out Mata Gujri and Chote Sahibzade to Wazir Khan, where there is also Sochanand Khatri, who is telling Wazir Khan that these are the children of a snake, we should get rid of them. At the same time, we've got people like Moti Ram Mehra, who brought milk to Chote Sahibzade when they were inside the Thanda Burj, and his whole family was Shaheed. We also got people, like after the Shahidi was over and the land to cremate them wasn't even available. At that time, it was Diwan Todarmal who actually bought the land, and he paid gold. He covered that land in gold in order to get the ability to just to give the cremation to Chote Sahibzade and Mata Gujri. So it's not a Hindu-Muslim thing. Again, on the Muslim side, where you've got Wazir Khan trying to kill all the Sikhs in Anandpur Sahib, and also then coming back and killing Chote Sahibzade. And at the same time, we've got people like that Gilzai, the executioner, who actually cut the throats of Chote Sahibzade, who helped bury them alive. But you've also got Sher Muhammad Khan of Maler Kotla, who wouldn't even allow the Chote Sahibzade to be killed in this way. He tried his best to stop it. And his brother actually had been killed in battle against Guru Gobind Singh Ji. So he had all the incentive to go and kill Chote Sahibzade to get revenge. But he said, what kind of revenge is this? To kill Chote Sahibzade like this? These are children, they're not part of a battle. And he said, let me fight Guru Gobind Singh Ji on the battlefield, but not this way. So there are people that had honor, but there are also people that didn't have any honor. Yeah? And that's what it comes down to. Also, you got to remember, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj at that time was in Dina, who was Nabi Khan and Ghani Khan, the two Muslimans, and also Sayyid Inayat Khan, who was the famous Muslim person. They helped Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj to come out as Uchda Peer and come out of there alive and rebuild the Panth. So where you've got bad Muslims who are trying to kill us, you've got good Muslims trying to help us. Where you've got bad Hindus who worked against us, you also have good Hindus who worked for us and worked with us. So what is it? It's not about religion, it's about people. And this is an amazing lesson to learn from the Chote Sahibzade Shahidi, that actually, what are we? We are for Dharam. Dharam means righteousness. We are for Dharam. And where people come for, with us, to help in Dharam Yudh, then they are part of us. And when people try to stop us, then they become our enemies, regardless of what religion they are, because they're trying to stop what is Dharam. Yeah, and that is what our aim is, Dharam Yudh. One little thing that Harbhajan Mann mentioned in the video is about Banda Singh Bahadur and how he destroyed Sirhind. That's a really important history to learn, because actually following on Chote Sahibzade, what happened next? Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj hears about this and they try to get justice from Muazzam Shah, who is the next king, because Aurangzeb has died by then. And he said, no, I can't. Even though he promised it earlier, he then backed out. And then Guru Gobind Singh said, right, if you're not going to give us justice for what happened with Wazir Khan killing Chote Sahibzade, then we will take justice. And then Guru Gobind Singh sent Banda Singh Bahadur on a mission from Hazur Sahib all the way up to Sirhind and said, right, deliver justice for what was done. And he did. Banda Singh Bahadur exactly did that. He had an army, he went up there, he raised Sirhind to the ground, he took Wazir Khan's head and also the head of that Suchanand Khatri who helped to have Chote Sahibzade Shaheed. Those two people were killed. And then guess what? Was it against the religion again? Pir Buddhu Shah. The next thing after taking delivering justice for what happened in Sirhind is that he went to deliver justice to those people that had killed the family of Pir Buddhu Shah. Yeah? This is the history of our Panth, that we stand for justice, we stand for righteousness. And if people do not walk that path, if we can't get justice from the state, then we take it ourselves. That is what a Sikh does. So again, going back to this video, this is our history we have to learn. And thanks so much to Harbhajan Mann and Sukhpal Sukh for making this video and actually making this song, letting people connect back with our history. And it would be a shame if we didn't read into it more. If we just watch that video and we don't research anymore, then we're not actually listening to it. Because listening means to do what is being said. Sunna Maharaj talks about that, ki sunna. So for us, learn the history is a great boon, because our history is so amazing. Our history, if we don't tell our history, who will tell our history? Now people are forgetting about the Sikh Raj of Banda Singh Bahadur. People are forgetting that Banda Singh Bahadur took all the land and distributed it to the people. People are forgetting what we did for the Punjab and how we made it much more peaceful. People are forgetting the Raj of Raja Ranjit Singh. They're not getting told about that in the history. Who's going to tell that history? We have to tell our history. Without history, what are we? We are like a leaf on a tree, doesn't even know that we're part of this tree. The leaf can take strength from the tree. The tree is what sustains that leaf. But if the leaf doesn't know about it, then it might as well become like a fluttering leaf that falls off. And that leaf will always fall down. Yeah? If we want to live and be strong, then we have to learn our history, especially the history of our gurus, because they are the most amazing thing that's ever happened on this world. So I'm sure I've made loads of mistakes in that. This is just a short video. Again, thank you to Harbhajan Mann, Sukhpal Sukh and Dharam Seva Records. And thank you so much for allowing us to do a little talk about this and for plugging it for the wider Sangat. Pura chuka maaf karni ji. Waheguru ji ka khalsa, Waheguru ji ki fateh.